and we talked recently about, because I see him on the picket line all the time. And maybe you did some episodics with him back in the 70s. The actor A. Martinez.
Right.
A is basically on every DVD on my shelf.
Yep.
Because he did all of those programs that I love, the 70s detective and cop shows.
Right.
You also did all of those.
Mannix, Adam 12.
Yes, go.
Beretta,
yes.
Columbo.
Yes, 2 Columbos.
2 Columbos. Thank you for remembering.
Yes.
My God, I'm impressed.
And you, all right, so let's talk about those for a half a second, because, again, those are the things that my brain, of course, the Chris Guest stuff and all the stuff that we love you for. But when you do a Columbo, you're now legendary, iconic. Wasn't at the time. You're just doing a TV show. You're just an actor, right?
Right, exactly.
And so, but when you're on the set with Peter Falk, which had to be wonderful, did you, even to the moment, go, this is going to be around forever, or was it just a paycheck for you?
I knew it was more than a paycheck. I was a big fan of Peter Falk since a TV movie they did with someone called Inger Stevens, I think, was in it. It was called The Price of Tomatoes. And he was in that. And he was wonderful. He played like a truck driver. I went, who is this guy? And then he became more famous for other movies, and then finally for Columbo, and America and the world fell in love with him.
There's always conversation of how much there was or was not improvisation on the set of Columbo. Was he allowed to improvise? Were you all allowed to improvise? Was there no improvisation?
There was a script written by pretty good writers, I felt, but then he would, say he would need to change something. I never presumed to change a word. I did exactly what they told me. But he would, after each take on Columbo and on the movie The In-Laws, he would go over, put on headphones not unlike these, old Sennheiser headphones now they think of it, put them on, and he would listen to the take. They didn't have the kind of video playback we have now, Video Village stuff. That technology was not refined. Right. But in 1978, he put on he just needed to hear the audio. Let me ask you something. That guy, the blonde guy, that pain in the ass, Begley, can you hear one fucking word he's saying? That's all I want to know. Very funny. Great guy. We had the same birthday, September 16th, and so we had our birthday together.
Happy birthday.
Many times, sometimes with Dabney Coleman, sometimes with Jenna Rollins. How lucky am I? How did I get to be Zelig? That's what I need to know.
Wow.
Clearly Zelig or Forrest Gump or John C. Gardner, I'm not sure.
So Jenna Rollins, we almost watched the Jenna Rollins movie last night. What's the one?
Woman Under the Influence.
No, another.
With Buck Henry, the one where Buck is an accountant. I can't think of the name of that. Gloria.
No, we were not going to watch Gloria. We're going to watch one about her in the theater. Cassavetes directed.
Oh, yeah.
In the corner? No. In the spotlight? Oh, what
something like
opening
that.
Opening night?
That's one I've never seen. So on your recommend, I'm going to see it. If you like it, I know I'll like it.
Well, we didn't watch it. We ended up watching something else because that was, my son thought maybe a little, he was not in the mood for something that heavy.
So you watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Sure. He's not a Chase 16. Okay. You met my son at Paula Poundstone's house. My son
more than once, yes,
is the one that in the most recent one beat Paula in the finals of the ping pong competition.
About time. Someone needs to bring her down.
Right? Fuck her and her bullshit, right, Ed?
Exactly. I love saying that here on radio.
She's a delight.
Isn't she the best ever?
One of the certainly not that outfit that you're going with on your birthday. What a quad of talent. Dabney Coleman and Jenna Rollins and you and Peter Falk.
I know. How did I get so lucky?
Where would you go? Where would the four of you go for? Do you go somewhere fancy for dinner? Or do you go, you know what? Let's go to where we used to go when we were young actors starting out.
We would go to Tana's. We would go to Guido's. We would go to a place on Santa Monica. I can't remember. We would go to, where else did we go? We went to nice restaurants each and every time. And sometimes Charles Grodin would join us.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine?
No.
Dabney Coleman, Charles Grodin right there. And occasionally Peter Falk and I and Charles would gang up on Dabney to try to get one up on him. We could never quite do it, even the three of us ganging up on him.
Really?
He's a son of a bitch. He's really amazing.
He too shows up in all of those episodics that I'm currently on, and I'm not to your I believe you're on season 8. I am currently watching Barnaby Jones.
Right.
And you show up later on. I'm not there yet. Like I said, I just started. I think I'm on season 3. I believe you show up
a stand-up comic, yeah.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, great.
Somehow I'm suspected of murder, and you're not quite sure if I did it till the end.
All right. Well, no spoilers. I'm going to watch it, and I can't wait. I'm excited to see you in it, as I am every time you show up in any of these things. Let's go back to Beretta, where it's weird to talk about him now because he ended up being, what he did.
Exactly.
But growing up, I wrote the first fan letter I ever wrote was to Robert Blake. and Beretta, and he wrote me back and chastised my parents for letting me watch the show. That's
pretty good.
That was his response.
That's typical Robert.
Right? But that he answered it, that's amazing. First of all, that he took the time to actually write a letter back in addition to an autographed photo. But working on that, he was in Electric Glide and Blue, and
exactly.
He was a great actor.
Onion Field.
So was that a great experience working on Beretta?
I won't call it a great experience. It was quite unusual for me. I got hired because Monty Hellman was a friend of mine. I'd done a movie, Cockfighter, with him. So he was directing a Beretta. And he said, I'd love you to play this part. This guy, he's a dog handler and blah, 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 blah. So I said, fine. So we shot the scene. Robert Blake was not in the scene, but he still directed everything. And he changed lines on us at the last minute. That was all okay. And then he fired Christina Raines and the director who had hired me, Monty Hellman. Another director came in. This time it was Karen Valentine was playing the part. She didn't get fired. Then the next time they fired somebody else. I can't remember who. They fired another person. So I kept getting days out of this. He didn't fire me, but he did every single thing. Jimmy, he would say, that light shouldn't be there. Give me that light. He moved that light over further. The better shadow from that light. No, you don't put the park bench over there. Put the park bench slightly kitty corner. He did stuff that's a no-no with the union rules. You don't pick up a park bench, prop. You don't move a light around. But he did all that. Nobody knew how quite to deal with him. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, which we would see when he would go on Carson, and he would be just a wild card as a guest.
Totally.
And it's like, oh, this guy just might be out of his skull. And now you're confirming that he may have been out of his skull.
And that's the name of that tune.
Yeah. That was his catchphrase for you young people that don't know.
To hear the whole conversation, subscribe for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, or visit nevernotfunny.com.